Good evening, good afternoon to everyone who's joined this call. Guys, this is the first Tuesday call with in August. In August that we're doing around the beginners trading call. So I really wanted to take this opportunity, new month, new energy, especially drive more energy into the beginners group, because the beginners group is the most vital stage of your journey here with trading. So I really wanted to have this opportunity to speak directly to you guys, especially those who are in the beginners group, to really get you guys reignited and building towards your goals and your trading goals, okay? So for all of those of you who are in the beginners group, can I please get some number ones in the group chat? Can I get some number ones in the group chat for those of you who are in the beginners trading group? Fantastic. Now, if you are in the beginners trading group, cool. You would have seen that things were a little bit quiet, I'll put it that way. Things were a little bit quiet in the beginners trading group. But that changes from today. Okay, that changes from today. It's super important that we understand the purpose and the goal of these groups, and we make sure that they are working towards that goal. So today I'm going to recap on trading. I'm going to go from real basic beginner level in terms of getting started in the game and zone of trading. All right. So when we talk about trading, trading is a way in which we are making that residual income, you know, but it's a journey. It takes a journey. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's not something that's going to happen straight away. You know, trading is all about being able to create an additional stream of income. But know that having an income during this crisis, during this pandemic, I know we're a bit out of lockdown and stuff, has been a huge blessing. So us being able to tune in and learn this skill of trading, we're now taking ourselves out from the main pool of people and now adding ourselves to that 1%. The wealth creators, those who seek out wealth. That's where we're adding ourselves to. And to do that, it takes a leap, it takes energy, it takes effort. It's not something, like I said, that will start overnight. Yet a lot of us are getting disengaged after 1 week. Oh, you know what? I did one shift copy and paste signal, and it was, I'm not going to name any names, but there was one trader that sent one signal and I lost 50 pips. Because of 50 pips, that's it. You're no longer a millionaire, so this is a scam. It doesn't work. Trading doesn't work. But the reality is this, right? With trading, you will lose. If you didn't know, I'm telling you now, you will lose. But the goal is to manage your risk accordingly so that whatever you lose should be offset by how much you win, okay? And I will say this, many of us are in the groups, we see the things that we need to do, and we know what we need to do to get to the next level. And if you don't, fine, we're gonna outline it and we're gonna make it clear. But some of us know what we need to do, but we do not do anything. And then at the end of the day, we'll turn around and say it doesn't work. The biggest risk a person can take is to do what? Is to do nothing, right? Closed minds are the most expensive minds. In the same way, if you want to achieve something and you do nothing, absolutely nothing, and it doesn't happen, that is your biggest risk. But if you take the plunge to you know, challenge yourself, take yourself out of your comfort zone to learn this skill and really just you know, take on board what that feels like and own it, then your more greater chance or more greater risk is to actually achieve it as opposed to not achieving it. So guys, we need to like reimagine and reset our mindsets to get us to a point where we are open to taking the risk of learning this skill, because literally we're seeing other people benefit from it. And this isn't something that's just unique to one class of person. No, the greatest thing about this skill of learning trading and Forex is that it's open and accessible to anyone. Doesn't matter what color you are, where you are in the world, as long as you've got a smartphone, and as long as you can, as long as you've got a smartphone, as long as you can access the internet, we're good to go. Okay, guys, if you are excited to see what else I've got on this lined up for you, can I please get some flames in the group chat? I want to know that I'm speaking to people today. So before I even go into talking about trading, I want to make sure that everyone is clear on the trading platform, the trading plan that we have here in Kairos Empire. You know, we've put together a game plan that is supposed to help each and every one of us win. It's not just for fun. Like, every single one of you guys who started this journey to trading came on this opportunity because you wanted to achieve a goal. You wanted to achieve a vision that you have set and outlined for yourself. So we have created a strategy that simply works, but you need to apply it. You know, it needs to be applied. So how do we do exactly that? I'm going to show you. So give me a minute. Okay. So the trader's game plan. Okay, cool. Guys, if you can see the trader's game plan, let me know in the group chat. If you can see the trader's game plan. Cool. So the trader's game plan, if you have not seen this, is a cardinal sin. If you have not seen this, if you have not got this with you, let me know and I can send it to you. I'll send it in the group, and I'll send it in the beginners traders group chat. If you're not in the beginners trader group chat, and you should be, today is the day that you want to come back into it, because we're changing up the levels in that group. Okay, now the goal for the traders groups in Kairos is simple. Our mission is simple. You guys came on board this platform to learn a skill. It is our goal and agenda to help you achieve that by providing a blueprint, providing the template for success. So this game plan is simply that, to help you become independent traders. Yes, use the products and become profitable traders. And we identify there are 3 key pillars in your training and your journey that you need to have in aligned. The first is your mindset, you know, forging those habits of a successful trader. We're going to touch a little bit on that in this session. Then it's about skill, mastering the key fundamental strategies that will help you become consistent in your results. And ultimately, it's about having a target in mind when it comes to building a residual income. Cool, I will send this in the beginners trading group. So please, if you're not in the beginners trading group, let me or your upline know, and we can add you into that group. In fact, I'm going to send the link to the beginners trading group in here, and everyone can add themselves. Okay. So as I was saying, in the residual side of things, it's about having a target. You know, you don't leave your house and decide, you know, one day I might turn left or I might turn right. You have a goal in mind. You have a destination in mind when you leave your house. The same way when you're coming to build on a business, you have a target profit that you have in mind on what you're trying to achieve. Thank you, Bernard. Thank you. You have the target profit that you're trying to achieve. Okay. Now, with that in mind, you know, it's all about, you can't get there overnight. It's not a case where, okay, I say I'm going to make 6 figures, so by tomorrow I should make that 6 figures. Unless you start off on a relatively high amount, that's not going to happen. But if you incrementally compound and build your account, that is something that will happen. So it's all about applying these skill sets and mindsets to help you become independent, profitable traders. Now, what we've designed is 3 key stages to your journey. The first stage is your beginners trading group, right? Now, Bernard has kindly sent the link to the beginners trading group in the in the group chat. Thank you very much for that. It should give you the link to the beginners trading group. Okay, fantastic. Now, when you go into that beginners trading group, right now you'll see it's a little bit quiet. We're changing that from today. This group is designed for individuals who are starting off in their journey of learning this skill of trading. In here, we should be sharing our wins, our losses, our ideas, any sort of learnings that we've gathered. I want us to continue to help each other, hold each other accountable. You're joining a community of like-minded people, the same people who are also on this journey with you, so that you're not on it by yourself, but you have a community of other like-minded traders. Now, in this group, expectations are people are trying to achieve the targets that are set for them, are outlined for them in the beginner's course, right? Which is in this Google Drive. So this again is in the beginner's chat box. It's in a message that's pinned to the beginners trading group. I will refer to it again after this call. But in this checklist, you will have tasks that are set out for you. This is essentially giving you a guideline on how to navigate the system. So for example, completing the basic masterclass in WOW, completing the Forex mastery class in MindHub. You know, it will tell you how to navigate the platforms that we have with B, and also set you a target to achieve at least 100 pips in your demo account in order for you to progress to the next stage. You know, the idea is not to stay in this group. The idea is to move on from the beginners group into the next group, which is the intermediate group. But this group is super pivotal in your journey. Why? Because here is where you're forging the habits of success. So here's where you are learning the basic principles of compounding by building 100 pips in your demo account. Here's where you are learning the basic principles of what trading is by upskilling yourself in the basic understanding and foundational learnings in trading. Here is where you are beginning to grow that muscle memory in terms of how to use MT4 and copying and pasting shift into MT4, you know, and figuring out what kind of trader you are as well. So so we never really set a timeline as to how long it should take you, but you yourself know how long it should take. Whether you could do this in a week, 2 weeks, a month, is really down to you, as long as you are progressing forward. Do not become stagnant in this group, because this is just the first stepping stone in your journey to becoming master traders. And that's what we want for every single one of you guys in this group. Now, if you are looking to become master traders, can I get a 7 in the group chat? If you are looking to be master traders, and when I say master traders, I mean people who are proficient, confident traders, making upwards of 5 to 6 figures in their trading account from their own understanding and learning and independently. If this is something you are going to be doing yourself, then today make that decision and set yourself that target that if you are in this beginners group, you are going to actively work towards reaching the next level so that you are next step closer to becoming a master trader in this journey. Fantastic. Okay, cool. So once you've hit demo, created 100 pips in your demo account and you've completed the beginners course that's on the Google Drive, the next level is intermediate traders group. Now in the intermediate trader group, this is where things be popping off. This is where people will be seeing money. Why? Because you are trading live. This is where the fun comes. Guys, if there's anyone in the intermediate group in this call, can I get some flames? Anyone in the intermediate group who's on this call right now, can I don't even want to say too much, because I feel like if I say anything, it will make us, we're literally pipping in cash. Pipping in cash when it comes to the intermediate group. That, in fact, I want it's not just on me. I want someone else to give a testimony of what their experience has been in the intermediate group so far. So I'm gonna choose from random, right? So please, I would request King Cliff, but that's cheating. So I'm gonna choose Tabani. Tabani, I'm gonna unmute you, and then and then you can, if you can give us a quick testimony about how you've experienced, what your experience has been in the intermediate group.
Wow. So, okay, I think I've been here for, I think we're literally going on about 5 days or something like that. And it's awakening. And the journey has really just begun. It's been amazing to see how many people are individually going out, finding trades, finding position, posting analysis, sharing their ideas as well with you so that you can learn in real time as these trades come through, and you can go out and you can make your own analysis on different trades, and that allows you to further grow your skills, allows you to learn, you know, about the different indicators that others may use. Because sometimes when you read something in the book, it's not quite clear, but you have someone, you know, that can share it with you, that can explain it with you. You can message people privately if you want, like, hey, you know, those charts that you posted, can you explain it to me further? So it's just been a great opportunity. I've been able to make a lot more residual income based on the ideas that were given forward, and also taking forward, you know, some of the advice that Cliff always gives, you know, in regards to managing your risk, managing your accounts. It's been a great experience. So we look forward to receiving more people in the coming weeks, because I think it should be, you know, every day that somebody is joining.
Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
I agree, Fabani. I agree with that concept. Thank you so much for sharing. So guys, listen, you've heard the testimony yourself, you know, in the intermediate group, this is where we're trading live, right? At this point, we are now building on those tools that are going to help you create consistency when it comes to your trading. So like Fabani mentioned, we're talking risk management. We're talking being able to identify trades. We also have what we call our daily bread calls that we do every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, where we wake up in the morning at 8 o'clock. We have a daily bread call where we trade live and go through trade setups. And also we also do another call in the afternoon where we go through trade setups again together. So we are winning together, and that is the goal. That's the vision for us to eat. Everybody should eat, right? So the idea is to progress from the beginners group, come into the intermediate group. Here is where you are trading live, and set yourself the target to at least, as a minimum, achieve 2,000 pips in your live account. Again, we have a syllabus that's outlined for the intermediate group on Google Drive. That Google Drive link is in the intermediate group section. So I implore you that when you come into the intermediate group, you should already be thinking, okay, cool, what do I need to do to progress to the next stage? It is fun in the intermediate group, but let's not lose sight of what the goal is. And the goal is simple. We're trying to get to master trader level, baby. That was actually really geeky, sorry. But yes, we are trying to get to the master traders group level. And when we get to that master traders group level, that's where we are making money, all right? Here you are trading proficiently. You know what you're doing. Now you're trading with your eyes closed, and you're like Cliff, that you lick your finger, put it in the air, and you're like, gold is going to go up. I'm joking, no one can do that with trading. But the point is, right, you are confident as a trader when you hit your master trader group. And when you're at this stage, then we encourage you to challenge yourself, okay? So we've got two major challenges that we outline. The $100 or £100 to 10,000 challenge in 10 weeks, and the £1,000 or $1,000 to 100K in 10 weeks. Now, to make it sweet, to make it juicy, there is actually a huge prize that one of our 7-figure traders has kindly given to one individual, one lucky person who's able to achieve this 10-week challenge of creating 10K in their account. If you're able to move £100 or dollars into 10,000, this individual is going to give you 50,000 pounds, dollars, whichever currency you want. 50,000, boom, like that. So if you really want to level up in your trading and begin to becoming 5-figure, 6-figure, 7-figure trader, you need to continuously help you and help yourself get to the next level. It is serious level up time. Cliff said it. It is level up season. It is level up season. Some of us are having too much fun in intermediate group that we've lost sight of the goal. It is time to get back to basics, all right? And make sure that you put together your, to make sure you have your target in place. You know, count your pips. I know a lot of you have probably reached your 2,000 pips, but we haven't celebrated you. You know, make sure you're keeping an account. Make sure you're logging your trades. You know, FX book. If you are not using my FX book to log your trades, what are you doing? You know, make sure you are doing these things. So yes, this is the game plan. This is the game plan. Guys, if you are reignited from seeing this game plan and you are ready to now take in control and take action, can I please get some number 8s in the group chat? I really want to see 8s from people who are looking to take action, right? Not people who say they're going to do it and then that's it. When I come and say, hello, good morning in the beginners group chat, I get airtime. Okay, fantastic. I see a sea of 8s. That's what I love to see. I'm so happy to see that. And guys, I'm excited because I'm ready to win with everyone here. I want to see everyone win. I want to see everyone achieve their trading goals. Everyone that came into this to say, stated what they wanted to achieve in their trading, it is now time to make that a manifestation in real life. You know, first you say it in your mind and you speak it and it comes out in reality, but we need to do the work to get there. So it's now time. We've been sleeping, not anymore. Okay, not anymore. We are reignited. So first things first call of action, make sure you're in the right groups. So if you're in the beginners group, make sure you're in there. Make sure you look at the checklist, get your stuff done, complete it, let us know that you've completed it, and then you can do so. How do I fund a trade on my Shift app? So with Shift, you know, first you need to have a trading account with a broker, and you need to your broker account, and then you can that's how you fund your account, and then you can trade using the Shift by copying and pasting the signal. But we will do a session. We will do a session on how to use Shift accordingly. I think it's due for us to do a session on Shift. Okay, so don't you worry, FX luminary. Okay, cool. So going back to my other presentation, let's talk trading. Okay, so let's demystify Forex in a bit. All right, let's do this. So when we talk about Forex, some people are a little bit confused. So I'm going to break it down, guys. I'm going to break it down. Right? Forex is simply a transaction of exchange of an exchange of currencies. It's a transaction of one or the other. That's why they are based. They are announced in currency pairs, because in order for you to buy or sell a currency, you need to exchange it for something else. So in the bottom of the screen, you see an example for Euro USD, where if you're buying Euro, you're selling USD, right? Or you could be selling Euro, that means you're buying USD at the same time simultaneously. Okay. So oftentimes, let's say you see news comes out and they're like, oh my God, employment in in America has completely plummeted, and you see that the dollar is falling, right? And you've gone in for a buy in Euro USD and you're making money. The reason why is because you are buying to sell USD, right? And when you're selling USD, when you're selling USD, that's where you are making money, because the news says that things are going down. I am going to send this recording in the group chats, in all the chats, so don't worry about that, but I will save this as well. Cool. So let me just save that. Cool. So that's Euro USD. That's how you buy and sell. Okay. Now, some of the key players in the Forex market, right? We've got traders like myself and you. We are deemed what we call retail traders. But there's a difference between our kind of trading and institutional traders, right? So for us as retail traders, we are mostly short-term traders. So we would mostly, I'm going to send it out to all the chats. I'm going to send it into the beginners trading group chat. I'm going to send it in the main Kairos Empire chat, and I'm going to send it in the intermediate trading chat as well. Okay. Cool, guys. Yeah, so there's the main players in the Forex market. So traders like you and I, we're deemed as retail traders, right? For us to gain access to the market, we need to go through a broker. We need to go through a third party in order to gain access to the markets, right? So our positions are usually typically short-term in the view of the market, because we'll go in, you know, mind you, right now I'm in a trade for 2 weeks. Personally, for me, that feels long, but actually in hindsight, in the market view, that's actually quite short-term, okay? Then we've got the central banks and governments. Here you've got long-term traders. So these are institutions that simply will fund their movements, so in terms of government funding or central bank funding, by manipulating things like interest rates. You know, when a central bank sets interest rates, that again has an impact on the financial markets. So it's important to know who these different players are, because what they do impact us as traders, as retail traders. We are, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my God, what's the word I'm looking for? It just escaped from my head. We are reactive. We are reactive, okay? So whatever these companies, these other players do, we react to it, okay? So it's important to know what they do. It's important to know who they are and what they do, okay? So that is central banks. Now you've got the private banks and investment banks and hedge funds. Now these are what we call institutional traders, institutional buyers. Why? Because their bank accounts, their ledgers are much greater and have more zeros than some of you may probably see in a lifetime. So, for example, I've worked in investment banking for over 10 years now. I've managed different trading accounts. I've seen money that I've become so numb to the numbers. I'm like, okay, that's 8 zeros, that's 10 zeros. Okay, like there's a lot of money that passes through these banks, right? Meaning that they provide liquidity to the market. You know, what does that mean? They can they plunge the market with liquidity. They plunge the market with money, right? And when it flows, when it's volatile, and you see movements that are going crazy, like they can do one trade with a crazy 5,000 lot size that will completely change the direction of the market, completely. So what they do in terms of manipulating the market or being what we call market makers affects us as traders. So again, we need to know who they are. We need to know what they're doing, right? So you will see some things. I'll give you like a high level, because this is not an institutional trading session, but I'll give you a high level idea of some of the things they do. So near the end of the month, you'll often see banks do what we call dressing up the books. So they want to make sure that the end of month looks nice and tidy. So you will see them placing trades or placing trades that will make their overall book size look well. So you'll see usually in the last week of the month, a lot of volatility. That's because banks are dressing up their books. And then the next thing you'll see is that the following week, boom, big sell-off or big end of contracts, or you'll see massive move again, because they're just they're adjusting what they did before. okay? And then of course you've got companies and corporations, all right? So these companies and corporations, they play more of a longer term nature of their trading. Why? Because it's more so for hedging purposes, right? So when we say hedging, it means, say for example, I'm going for a buy in one currency. To hedge it, in case that buy goes a bit dodge, I'm going to go into a sell in another. So I'm going to do the opposite from what I'm currently in to hedge my loss. That is essentially a high level what hedging is. But okay, so these are your main players in Forex market. Okay, guys, I'm going to be testing you, so please make sure that you are taking notes, make sure you are understanding this, because it's important for us to retain information and use it as well accordingly. So for me, I like to keep things really simple when it comes to trading. Guys, if you see me do anything trading wise, you'll be thinking, oh my God, why is it not as fancy as other people? Why is it so simple? Because trading can be as simple or as complex as you want it to be. And personally, I like to keep it nice and simple. Okay, so with that said, you know, we've got the very, very simple concept when it comes to trading. So you've got buy low, sell high. Okay, buy low, sell high. Everyone say it with me. Buy low, sell high. The basic principle of trading is to buy low, sell high. Okay, what do I mean by that? On this chart, this is an example of a buy. Okay, now let's say, for example, I wanted to go and buy some really, really cute shoes from my favorite shoe store. I'm not really a shoe person. I don't even know why I said that. I'm more of a food person, but anyways, let's go with it, right? So I want to get some really nice shoes from some shoe store, and I see the price is some crazy price. I'm frivolous. I don't care how much money I make. I'm still always going to find out, is there an offer? i.e., I will wait until price drops in order for me to buy it. Why? Because I know that the value is still good, but I want to buy at the lowest possible price. It's the same concept when it comes to trading. You want to buy at the lowest possible price. So you be patient. You'll wait for that summer sale all day long before you go into that trade and go in at the lowest possible price, right? Now, guess what's going to happen to that price, right? The value is going to go up. It's going to, the same thing with, you know, my shoes. Imagine if it's a collectible item, I bought it at a low price, and over time the value goes up. The same happens with the price of a currency. It will go, if it's trending up, it will go up. And if you bought at this lower possible price, you've now maximized how much profit you are making. Okay. If that makes sense, can I get some number 2s in the group chat? Buying at the lowest possible price. If that all makes sense, can I get some number 2s in the group chat? Fantastic. Wonderful. Now, to sell is the opposite. You want to sell at the highest possible price. Now, I've got these shoes. They did me well. I'm going on eBay to go and sell them, or Amazon Marketplace, right? And I say, I'm going to sell them for the highest because I want to make my money. So I'm going to sell them at the most optimal price, which for me is the highest price I can sell it for. I'm going to be bidding at the high price to sell it, and so I can make as much money as possible. Same concept applies here, okay? You want to sell at the highest possible price. Imagine this was a sell here, so that if price was to be going down, you are making money from that, okay? Perfect. Cool. So one of the key things to remember though, when it comes to trading, is this. The key to trading is emotional discipline. Everybody say discipline. If intelligence was the key, then everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be making money. But the reality is this. When we are trading Forex, 90% of traders fail. Why? Because they go in blindly. They don't follow any kind of strategy. There is no sense of discipline. Risk management is non-existent. They are pretty much gambling. because somebody said to them, oh, Bitcoin is halving and Bitcoin is, is flying, you should go in. They've done no assessment, nothing, and decided to blindly trade and put all their money down on one thing. That is gambling. It's gambling. But if you have your emotions on check, mindset being everything, mindset and discipline being everything. If you have your emotions on check, you too can really level up and excel in terms of trading. Okay, so some of the successful habits of a trader. Now these things are important, so I'm going to go through them. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'm going to put them on the screen so you can read them. And I'm going to go. Oh, sorry, I went too fast. And I'm going to go through these. This session is really about building that foundation, okay, for the beginners traders. Building that foundation, making sure you have a clear understanding of what Forex is, the habits that forge a successful trader, so that you have this in your subconscious when you come and attack the markets. Okay, so when we talk about habits, things that enable you, that if you do them consistently, they now become, sure, I will do. They now become part of your everyday, right? So wealthy traders are patient with the winning trades, but impatient with losing trades. Now, I've seen this so many times, especially in the intermediate group, where when we're winning, I can be patient. I'm currently the most patient I've ever been in my trading career. I've been trading now for 2.5 years. And I'm currently sitting in a 2-week-old trade. I have never sat in a trade for 2 weeks, but it's a winning trade. So I have patience. I can be patient. When it's paying me, I can wait. I'll take the time. Take all the time you need. It's okay. But then when it comes to losing money, I used to be even patient with that. Oh, it's going to turn around. It's going to turn around. But it won't, because if it's against your confirmations, you just got to let it go. So for those who are like, oh, I'm in 200 pip loss, but I'm going to keep holding it. If your account can't handle it and it does not look like, then just cut your losses and just let it go, okay? Be impatient essentially be impatient when it comes to losing trades. Wealthy traders know making money is more important than being right. The amount of times where I will be frustrated because I see an opportunity and I'm like, it must do what I say it's going to do. This trade must go the direction I say I say it's going to go, because of my confirmations, because of my strategy. And then it goes completely opposite than me. There's one school of thought. You can sit there burning, being like, oh, how is it going to play me like that? Me? A whole me? Or you can quickly turn it around and be like, oh, okay, it's gone the other direction. Is there an entry for me to go in? Let me go in. Take the emotion out of it. You don't always have to be right. You just need to make money, okay? Wealthy traders look at charts to see where regular traders are lining up in specific zones. When we start trading, you're going to start seeing the specific areas where, oh, there's a support zone here. It's going to bounce off that. Let's go in. You're going to see where traders are most likely to go in. Like Clifford has this amazing saying when he goes, they know you know. They know that you know. It's the same concept here. Traders who are professional wealthy traders know that you know when it's a good time to go into this trade. All right, they know that you know. All right, number 6, wealthy traders use naked charts and focus on zones. Right, so I'm going to quickly show you support and resistance, but for you guys, I just want to make sure that you understand that when it comes to trading, it's great to know all of the nifty different tools that are out there to help you trade, but it's also good to understand what the chart is telling you from simply looking at it, from candlestick formations. You can see a story being told in the charts. Yeah, the grids and the Fibonacci's and the stochastics and the clouds, they're great, they're fantastic, but too much of a good thing is not good, all right? So when it comes to trading, the simpler, the better. The cleaner your charts, the better, right? A zone is simply an area of support or resistance, which I'm going to quickly go through shortly after this. Okay. Now, one other one that I want to point out. Yeah, so wealthy traders know that they have a right to be in the market. Some of us are trading with no confidence because we feel like, oh, when we've got some imposter syndrome. Why do we think we should be able to trade? The fact that you have said yes to taking yourself out of your comfort zone, to be uncomfortable, to challenge yourself, to upskill yourself, you have every single right to be in this market. I remember, I'll give you short story time. I remember when I started learning how to trade, this was about 2.5 years ago. And my background, like I said, I used to work in a top investment bank, one of the largest in the world. And one of my friends, he was a trader, he worked with traders, and I spoke to him, and I told him, yeah, you know, I'm thinking of trying this trading thing, I'm thinking of learning this trading thing. And he completely shut me down. He's like, what makes you think that you, small you, can come and trade in the big market with the likes of investment banks such as, Goldman's and Bank of America and JP Morgan? Like, you don't have trillions and millions and billions of dollars. So what makes you think that you can trade in that market? That burnt me. I won't lie. That burnt me. Some people. But if I'm that kind of person, I'm so stubborn, I have to prove you wrong. So I was like, okay, no problem. And I carried on. But there's other people that would make them feel like they don't have any right. So I'm here to tell you that you have every single right to be in this market. If you are willing to be coachable, if you're willing to be disciplined and apply what you're learning, you have every single right. If you're here to just gamble, you will be your own sake, you'll be your own downfall, you will lose all your money. But if you're here to learn the skill and use the tools that we have here with B to get you your levels of success, fantastic. Right. So the final point I will say is this: wealthy traders make following their rules their goal instead of making the money. Let me say that one more time. It's number 10. Wealthy traders make following their rules, so their confirmation, their strategy, the goal, as opposed to making the money. Why? Because if you are consistent, if you have a winning strategy, a strategy that makes you win, and 8 out of 10 times that strategy wins for you, as long as you maintain your consistency, stick to your guns, stick to your rules, right? You will make the money. The results of it will be the money. So if you say to yourself, cool, this strategy enables me to catch 50 pips, 100 pips, instead of you focusing on the money, focus on your goal and the rule of when you go in for a trade. That way you're not chasing money, you're not chasing the market, you are simply following when your strategy tells you there's a good time to enter. That might be today, that might be on Wednesday or Thursday, but you will wait until your rules tell you it is good time to enter. Okay? And if that one touched you differently, can I get some number 2s in the group chat? If that one touched you differently, can I get some number 2s in the group chat? If that one made you think, ponder, okay, so instead of chasing the money, I need to be thinking about the rules. And you haven't been thinking about the rules. Can I get some number 2s? Fantastic, good. Hopefully that understanding these habits, and I'm not, this is something where it's not just been, I'm saying this. This is something that I got from one powerful resource. The video is actually part of the intermediates checklist, so please do listen to it. And this was actual multiple seven-figure traders advice. So listen to these things, take note of these habits, and make sure you start implementing this in your own journey. Okay. Fundamental trading. So when it comes to fundamental trading, we're talking about the news, and there's key different topics or themes, shall we say, economic themes that impact the markets. So I've listed a few phrases, words that you will often hear. These are economic features, right, that you will often hear about. And these factors play a massive role in the price of a currency. Why? Because the health of an economy, the health of a country's economy will determine the value that's placed on its currency. And the health of a country's economy can be based on some, this is not an exhaustive list, but some of these key factors, okay? So for example, unemployment. If an economy has, I said economy, if an economy has high levels of unemployment, it means that majority of their people are not being utilized. Therefore, production is not as high as it can be, and therefore they're not producing or they're not consuming as much as they should be. So if unemployment is high, then prices is going to affect prices negatively. So you often see that whenever you get unemployment news and the new unemployment rate is higher than expected, you will see a massive jump in price down. Price will go down, you know. Interest rates, again, is a way in which central banks will manipulate the market by setting the interest rates, which essentially tells you how much you can save, the cost of saving. If they set interest rates high, it means that it's going to encourage people to save more money. If they're saving more money, they're not spending that money. If they're not spending that money, it's not feeding into consumer index. Therefore, the GDP of that country is not really increasing. Okay? So central banks can manipulate what is can manipulate the flow of money that's happening in an economy based on interest rates. Okay. GDP is gross domestic product. This is a rate that indicates how well or how much money an economy has, right? Retail sales, inflation, you know, the cost of spending, price of spending. Sentiments. Now, sentiments is an interesting one because this is people's feelings. It's feelings. Like, how do you feel about this news that's come out? And sometimes you can have mixed sentiments that will have a whipsaw effect on price, meaning it will go up and down. It won't really have much of a direction. Okay. Politics is a huge player. Now, when we talk about politics, there are major political figures in the world, and when they speak, something happens. For example, Donald Trump, the president of the US, whenever he speaks, something happens. He will say that it's the China virus, price will be infected. You will see price jumping all over the place. He will say something about, oh, I don't know, he's going to block TikTok and Microsoft is going to pay some huge fee. You'll see something happen in the market. Everybody will start scattering. So political figures play a huge importance. Now, this is why I love trading, because all of a sudden, you know, not only are you learning a skill, now you're becoming more aware of what's happening in the world events, understanding the impact of what world events have on your money. You know, it's because when we are working a day-to-day job, sometimes we are in tunnel vision. So we don't see the bigger picture. We don't see what's happening in the world. We don't see how that can impact us financially when it all does, even in your day-to-day job. So now with trading, you're now having an eye or finger on the pulse. You're thinking about these things. So this is why fundamental trading is important. Understanding the economics of trading is also important. Guys, if this has made sense so far, can I get some number 7s in the group chat? If this has made sense so far, can I get some number 7s in the group chat? Cool. Fantastic. Fantastic. Cool. So, fundamentals of trading. Okay. So, to get started with trading, You need to remember your why you started this, why are you doing this. You also need to be open-minded. Like I said, you know, a closed mind does not get fed. You need to be open to wanting to learn the skill and make yourself a plan. We've made the plan for you. You need to follow it. Take action today. People, guys, I want you to start sharing in the beginners group chat what you've learned from this session, okay? I'm not done just yet, but after this call, I want you guys to be plugging into that group chat to just comment 1 or 2 things that you have learned that's been helpful for you from this session in the group chat, okay? So I'm gonna quickly walk through support resistance. First of all, any ideas of what I mean by support resistance? If you have an idea, can you please place it in the group chat? What do you think I mean by support resistance? What is support resistance in terms of trading? Any guesses? Any guesses is welcomed. And we're going to be finishing very shortly. Ceiling and floor. Thank you, Bernard. Yeah, cheating. You're already in the independent group. I'm joking. Fantastic. That's exactly it. Floor and ceiling and floor. Fantastic. Now, so when we talk about support and resistance, right? Price makes areas in which it will bounce off an invisible line, which we call the support, the floor. Think about a ball, a bouncing ball, right? When you throw it to the floor, what happens to that ball? It will come back up and hit your face if you're not good with your reflexes. But if you throw the ball on the floor, you know, it bounces off the floor up, it comes back up. Just like that, price also likes to do that. It will bounce on a support and it will come back up off a support, right? Now, the resistance is a ceiling. When we talk about ceilings, the same way if you throw a ball up and it hits the ceiling, it will come back down it will just fall back down. The same way you have that with a ball, you also see that with price. So your support is your floor, resistance is your ceiling, okay? So I'm gonna walk through just one example in a on TradingView, okay? And then we will wrap up. So, support and resistance, TradingView. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to go through the theory first so that people kind of get an understanding of what support and resistance is. Now, the reason why I want to start with this is because majority of our trading strategies, most of our trading strategies are more likely going to be underpinned by the basic principles of support and resistance, okay? Basic principles of support and resistance. So, let's go to my baby, DAX. Okay. Cool. I have so many tabs open, but I refuse to close them, so it's kind of making my screen a little bit slow, guys. Apologies, but we will get there. And just like that, we're here. Okay, so this is a chart that I pulled up. Okay. Okay. So. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to get rid of some of these lines. Oh, don't come and embarrass me. I'm going to get rid of some of these lines. In fact, I'm going to get rid of all of them and I'm going to draw them fresh for you guys. Okay. Okay. So right now we are looking at German 30, which is DAX, which is my baby. DAX is an index, but it moves like a currency pair. So this applies to what we are talking about. Okay. All right, cool. So I'm going to look at this chart. Imagine I've come into his chart, I'm looking. I'm going to see where there's an area, like a zone, okay, zone of where there seems to be a bit of a floor, right? So where price doesn't seem to want to move by. So I can see a particular potential floor right here. Okay. Why? You can see how price bounces off. I probably didn't draw this as tight as it can be, right? See how it's bounced off 1, 2, 3, 4. Didn't quite make it down. Came back down. Still didn't break this support. That's how strong the support is. That it's been tested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and it didn't break. That is a support. Can you, guys, if you can see that support, if that makes sense, can I get some number 5s in the group chat? And make sure that this makes sense. Fantastic, cool. Now the next thing I'm going to draw out is a resistance. Okay, zone, a resistance. All right, so area of resistance, let's say, let's draw on here. Okay, so in this zone, this area, right, you had price that hit here, could not break this resistance. The ceiling dropped, could not break the support, climbed up a bit, dropped again, still could not break the support. Oh God, it's really going to, right? Climbed again, still could not break through the ceiling. Dropped, and it kept on doing that until it did this. It broke through. And price will tend to do this. It will break through a resistance. It will retest it, right? And then it's going to try and break through again. It didn't quite make it this time. So it's going to try keep retesting. It broke through again. It retested, right? Hit the support, and then boom, done its climb up. So now this resistance, really should have done in a different color. Sorry, guys. Right, let me change the color now, right? Actually, that looks too samey. Okay. So this resistance, the purple line is the resistance, now becomes the support, right? Now, if I draw another line, okay, thinking where can I draw this line? Let's draw it here. Okay, draw another line here, right? Now that it's broken this resistance now becomes the support, okay? So this now, the yellow line has now become a support. So now it bounces off the support line and climbs up to the resistance. It tries to break it, it doesn't, so it retests before breaking. And then, yeah, it's now become the new support, and so on and so forth. So supports and resistance are simply just areas in which you can see price using that zone to be an area in which it can bounce off or push or pull down from. Okay, that is simply high level what support and resistance is. So usually most traders will look for support and resistance zones and then look for what we call breakouts. Breakouts is when price breaks out of a zone, retests, and then carries on where it wants to go to. Okay, that is what most traders are looking for. But for today's session, I simply just wanted to show you the lines. So, homework time. Homework time. Guys, I want you all, those, especially those in the beginners group, to make sure that you, this week, you look at the beginners checklist, all right? and look to complete the task in the beginner's checklist. Also, I want you guys to have an attempt to draw out support and resistance zones. Find any currency pair you want and draw out support and resistance zones, and then take a screenshot and place it in the Telegram beginners group, okay? Telegram's beginners group. Place your support and resistance zone markups in the Telegram group, beginners group. So those are your two main things. Start forging those habits of successful trading. You know, start thinking about how you can be a successful trader and apply it. And start thinking what type of trader you want to be. Are you someone who's going to be trading every day, once a week, every other week? You know, are you a morning person? Are you an afternoon person? Evening, midnight, during the night person? Start figuring out what kind of trader you are. Know that this is an individual journey. Not one trader is going to be exactly the same. But the successful habits of consistency is something we can all learn from. Guys, I hope this session has been helpful. I hope this session has been useful. If you have learned something, please put some flames in the group chat. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure I encourage you guys to start plugging in the beginners group, be talking in that beginners group. Let's make sure that we are really supporting each other to really get to the next level and make some winnings. And that's it from me, guys. Hope you have a fantastic evening. Thank you guys for tuning in.